Good evening. I'm Dinesh Vohra. I feel very happy and delighted being here while addressing this esteemed set of people. And I think a lot of students are already there. It gives me immense happiness whenever I am addressing the people who are willing to learn, who are willing to grow, who are willing to spend their time positively, productively, and positively. I believe the people who can really realize the value of the time can really grow. Something about me: I'm a science graduate. I had done my MBA from Nursing Munji Institute of Management Studies way back. I'm author of 18 books in management and soft skills. Presently, I'm writing in various newspapers as a columnist and journalist. Apart from that, I am something else also, and I will be speaking in between. So I carry lots of experience in various domains, and I believe I'll be able to share this experience with you as far as this topic is concerned. The topic which we are going to cover in 2 days is time management. Time management is extremely important topic, and I think one of the most discussed topic. There are many books written all over the world. Maybe thousands of books have been written, and everybody has tried to convey the message in their own terms, in their own way. But ultimately, if we do not realize the value, if we do not realize the value of the time, then I think somewhere down the line we lose it. Today and tomorrow, 2 days, we will be speaking on these issues. We'll try to speak in a way which is productive and pleasant. We'll try to have some kind of messages from you and try to reply your questions also. And I think many people have come here. And good evening to each and everyone, those who are joining us slightly later now. And some more will be coming, so all are welcome here. If we speak about time management, time and management, that two words are there. Time is eternal, since time immemorial. It waits for none, it stops for none. It is something which has been explained in our Indian scriptures, in the foreign scriptures, the scriptures of other religions. The time has been actually declared by many experts as something, a superpower. The time has control over us. Time sets our destiny. Time is a domain which is not so easy to understand actually. I would like to tell you that I have not come across many people in their life who really respect the time. Probably that's one reason that 99% of the people in this world are average people, or maybe more than that. Hardly 1% people can be called as successful people. And when I say successful, each person has got his own definition for the word success. And one thing is certain here, that the people who achieve something, the people who go up the ladder in the world are not many. The winners can be counted on fingertips. Very few, far and in between. Very few, very few. The messages are coming from your side, there is no doubt, and in between we'll try to reply that one also. And what exactly we are going to discuss? What exactly we are going to talk in this session? What exactly is time management? Why time management is needed? How to implement? What are the benefits? These are the domains which we are going to discuss. And lot many people have spoken in a different tones, you can say. Some people have said that Ben Franklin in 1748 said that time is money. And time management is a domain which is talked most but least understood. Apart from what I talked about what, why, in detail in this session today, we'll be talking about what, why, the benefits, how to plan, prioritize, organize the things, how to set goals, how to avoid the procrastination. Procrastination means not to postpone the things. What is to be done now should be done now. How to handle calls, how to handle interruptions, learn to say no, and use your waiting time. And then how lot many things can work in our favor as far as time is concerned. Time management is a resource. Time is a resource. Time is money. Time is the way you want to explain to yourself. It's valid. Everybody has got a different definition, and that's valid, absolutely. We accept it. Question arises that why to manage the time? Let's start thinking from the, you can say, domain A. I think I was in one of the sessions somewhere else, and I asked the question that what exactly is the time? How does it operate? How does it impact each of the person here and there? And after many answers, one of the students, he replied that it is a mere measurement. It brought the smile on my faces. I say, how? He said, like you have got the measurement terminologies like kilogram, a meter, or maybe distances like kilometer, or maybe some other terms. So time exactly basically is something like which is between the sunrise and sunset, and again between the sunset and sunrise. And I think he was right in that manner. If you see since morning to evening, how the time changes. Morning 6, then around 9 it's slightly late morning, then 12 noon it's called noon, then you can say the early evening, or you can say late noon, that is 3 p.m. Then 6 p.m. is evening time, and then it's also sunset time, and then you go to the 9 p.m. as night time, and the night gets extended up to till morning, till the wee hours, the dawn, early morning when the sun rises. So what the human being has tried to just put these so-called the domain of between the sunrise and sunset, and then sunset and sunrise, they try to divide into the some kind of terminology, some kind of measurement, and they gave it the name of, in modern you can say parlance, the name given was the hours, minutes, seconds. A kind of measurement tool was developed. In old Vedic scriptures also, we have got such kind of old systems, the pal, ghadi or something like. So it means to understand these things, simple terminologies, simple terms, simple measurement, where you can divide the time into a kind of domain got developed, so that we can really differentiate between that this is morning, this is afternoon, this is evening, this is night, this is night time, this is midnight, this is early morning. And that's how we speak in the normal term to each other also. That's how we understand that right now it's 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. or you can say morning 7 a.m. or midnight or something like. That's why one thing which prominently comes out is that how to utilize it, because these so-called hours or minutes are same for everybody. Nobody is privileged enough to have more timing. It's not that I am poor and I can be having just 20 hours with me, and a rich person can buy the time and he can have 30 hours in a day. No, it's not possible. The hours remain same. This is something which cannot be purchased. This commodity is non-purchasable, and we all have to understand it. So in limited parlance, in limited, you can say the so-called hours, and this is what exactly we can do. How we can utilize time in a better way, how we can utilize the time in a way where it can provide us the real-time benefits, more productivity, more proficiency, more efficiency, more effectiveness, and maybe more usefulness. And also in today's term, when we are actually all revolving around one commodity called money, that how exactly we can get more and more money also. It means for us then time becomes money. So how we can utilize these hours and minutes effectively and efficiently? The entire gamut of issues lies around these two things. How to utilize it? Some questions are there. Please share the link. Share the link. Yeah. Link is already there for you. You can see it, I think. Some people say that there is a famine of the time. Well, time is almost same for everybody. So nobody can say that there is a famine, or nobody can say that there is a flooding of the time. But yes, if you don't manage it, then one thing is sure, that it will create stressful situations for you. And these stressful situations can be dangerous, can be harmful. It can create a situation which will be difficult for you people to handle. It means the time, if not utilized properly, not managed properly, there are problems for us in our personal life and in the professional life. I hope you all are getting me very clearly on these issues. The question is, can we manage it? Can we do it? There are many surveys which speak on the issues that on an average, we waste almost 2 hours a day. We do nothing, or we just, you can say, chit chat or pass the time, or we do something through which we can say we are trying to waste the time, or we are not utilizing it properly. So on an average, through some surveys, it is said that 2 hours in a day we do waste. However, some people are wasting the full day itself, full time itself. They don't realize. My throat is a bit bad, so please bear with me. And I'm just talking about how people waste it. How many times you have seen the people loitering on the roads, just sitting for hours and hours together in canteens, or just talking something which is absolutely senseless. If you go to the hinterland or the rural areas, you will find tens and tens of people just sitting somewhere, you can say the tree or their chopal or the panchayat, and they are talking of the issues which are absolutely non-relevant, and they pass the time, and in the evening they go home. What is the outcome? Zero. Absolutely zero. In our daily life also it happens. How many times we are unorganized? Have you ever imagined? We do the things which are unplanned. We do the things which are not prioritized. And we do the things which are absolutely messy in the nature. How many times we have seen that our table is having lots of clutter, unwanted, undesired things? How many times? Most of times. And we never care just to clean it out or reorganize it. Why it happens? And then something is lost, then we try to find out the things and we are unable to find that. that is something which pains us. And due to that one, we lose the time. That we are trying to find out something. And I can tell you one thing very surely, that it happens with me also sometimes. Although I feel that I am more planned and more organized, but sometimes it happens with me also. It is not that I am exempt. It is not just that I am talking these things for other people and I don't do. Sometimes it happens that I also become slightly unorganized in the nature, and when I am trying to find out the things which I need at a particular time, I don't get it. It's not that I have misplaced it, maybe I have kept and I have forgotten. So somewhere down the line, it means this, you can say, curse of disorganization also impact me. But still, overall picture. In the overall picture, I try to do the things where things remains organized. The reason is that if I start losing out on the time every morning and every evening in searching for my own files or letters or something else, then it becomes difficult for me. And today we are living in the world of technology. Now everything in the technology is on the computer systems. Now look the difference between we and computer systems. On computers, everything is organized. We have the folders, we have the files, we have the sub-files, and then we also can search the file if we lose through the keywords. When we go to search, we immediately get it that where exactly it's lying right now, which folder it is lying there, what is the name of that file. And sometimes it may happen, it happens with me also, that I lose the sight of the things, and then I put in the keywords on the computer system, maybe a file which was opened by me 3 years back. And now today I need it. So I forget the links, or maybe in which folder, or maybe which file structure it was being saved. So we have got the system of search then. Through search we can do it. That same thing we do in our office also and home also. We keep something and then we lose the sight of that one. And then we try to find out at this place or that place or this drawer or that drawer. So how much time gets lost there? I believe lots of time. So there is a lesson for us, the human beings, from machines, that how do they organize the so-called file systems, the folders and other things. Now, the two things are there. Sometimes we become too dependent on machines also. I think I had a lecture few weeks back on the subject of artificial intelligence versus emotional intelligence. In that lecture, I had utilized the material which I had used in one of the columns on editorial pages in one of the newspapers. As I just said that I do write for various newspapers also. And then I said the human beings, since they had evolved, they were trying to develop the technologies which can help them. And now in this age of technology, we have reached a level where we are trying to develop a technology called artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence is also directly connected with your time management. How? I'll explain to you. What happens that around late 80s, you can say, and early 90s, the computer systems started coming in our country. In USA and other countries, they had started pouring in the late 80s actually. In the mid 90s, I had also purchased a computer, and that was Pentium 2 computer. It was a colored monitor, but black and white monitors were also available. And paid hefty sums for that, and you'll be surprised to know that its price was 55,000 in 1995-96, and its hard disk capacity was just 512 MB. And we used to laugh and discuss that how we are going to utilize this 512 MB. And you also, I think, will be having a broad smile on your faces that 512 MB is something which we think is consumed by just one file or something. We now talk in the terms of GB, And now GB is also smaller. We are talking in terms of TB. They are terabytes actually. And then uh, human beings have evolved these technology to this level. What I was talking about, the artificial intelligence, that a human being is now trying to develop a technology through which a machine can simulate a human brain. The way we are thinking, the way our brain thinks, because the thinking capacity of our brain is infinite. Never forget that a machine is being created by a human brain, and it is not vice versa. A machine cannot create something, a upper version for itself. The upper version will be created ultimately by human beings only. It means our capacity is far more than a machine's capacity. So the artificial intelligence is something where a machine can equate or can simulate or copy what we can do, what we can think. Now these days, this robotics and some other systems, or even the mobile phone in your hand. Yes, this simple mobile phone in your hand is artificial intelligence. Everything you want is being fed into these systems. It has got the hardware and they're connected with some systems like Google and other, you can say, other things are there. And if you want to have a set of information, it's available. Just you have to put in some keywords, or you are searching for a place, or you are going somewhere. Anything you wish to have, just put in the keywords and you'll get the information immediately there. It means this phenomena is called artificial intelligence. And let me tell you that we are getting subjugated by artificial intelligence. Subjugated means now we are being controlled by these so-called mobile phones. Our life is getting controlled by artificial intelligence, and a dangerous trend is taking place. The reason is that a machine does not have emotions. Time management is about emotions. Time management is not just about machines. It's not just about a calendar, not just about a so-called planning. It is something beyond that. So every time we discuss, the definitions also get changed, because what we call periodically, the way the machines are growing or developing, the way we are growing and developing, the definitions also get changed. Now, as I said, the machines do not have the thinking power. They will do what they are designed for. Whereas a human mind can do something extra, which is called an emotional part. A human being can cry, it can smile, it can laugh, it can do many things which a machine cannot do. And here I said that one has to keep the balance between the two. If you fail to keep the balance between the two, I mean what you call the artificial intelligence and emotional intelligence, you are going to suffer. Yes, this is a harsh fact, but we must accept that a balance must be maintained. Unless this balance is maintained, things won't happen. And maybe then, once we become too dependent, like for today's children, basically, they are too dependent even for the simple calculation, 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 4, 16, 16 into 16, 256. They can't do it. They simply pick up a calculator or simply go to the mobile phones and open the calculator and they try to put in the keywords there to get the answers. Now the problem lies how much time you are giving to yourself, for your brain to apply it. If you fail to do it, I can tell you, you are in trouble. Because human brain must be given an opportunity to get utilized by the people. If for everything you get dependent on the so-called machines or artificial intelligence, I think that we are inviting a huge problem. Even these days, you must be observing that many people have started behaving like machines and not human beings. And they lack the sensibilities. Emotionally, the people are becoming slightly aloof. And some of the video games which are coming, they are also part of artificial intelligence, that they are impacting the tender human mind so much that emotionally they tend to commit the suicides. And this is happening. So a balance, if not maintained, this so-called machine systems or artificial intelligence is going to spell the doom for you and everyone. Let machine be machine, let human being be human being, because our minds can do wonders. All machines will be created by us, but we should not become subjugated or controlled, or machines should not become our masters. We are not their students. There has to be a balance in between the two. So that is the very first, you can say, priority, that how the machines and technology can be utilized. Now, when I said that approximately 2 hours a day we do waste on everyday basis, look at the time you are basically employing yourself on social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, or maybe any other, Instagram, maybe any other tool. How much time do you spend? Is that time productive time? Is that time is giving you something in return? Is that time is improving your efficiency? Is that time is improving your so-called effectiveness? Ask these basic questions to yourself. If not, if returns are meager, if returns are nil, if returns are not there, then you need to re-examine yourself, that how much time is basically being wasted. This wastage has to be stopped, because the very tools of social media can be utilized positively, productively, effectively and efficiently. You can find me on YouTube. If you just put in my name, Dinesh K. Vohra, on YouTube or Google search, you'll find a lot of material on me. My YouTube channels are also there. I do publish a lot of columns in newspapers also. So this is how that I'm using the social media, but in a way that it helps me to grow. Now this is a moot question here, that anything you are doing in your life, after that attempt, you need to ask, am I growing? Am I learning? Or am I wasting my time? If something is coming out from that one, then I'm happy with that. I think some of the questions are coming here. We do not remember cell number. Earlier people remembering many numbers. Okay, I think Mandar has said it. Now we are dependent on artificial intelligence. Yes. And Yadav Ravindra Randranath. Yes. Sir, you are all right. Okay. So you are right in that whatever the comments you are making here, I totally agree with you. So what exactly we can do? How to reduce this so-called wastage so that there is more benefit? Now everything we are talking about is in context of time only. How we can manage or mismanage. Two terminologies you have to understand. How to manage or mismanage or create a mess. Now how many people are there who create a mess in their life? Mess in personal life, mess in professional life, mess in their financial life. Everything is messy there. And just because they are not organized, just that they are more obsessed with something which is not desirable. And when people fail to prioritize and reprioritize themselves, it happens. I was talking to one of the congregations, and in the context of this time and how to manage it, I said time is changing and changing pretty fast. And definitions of time is also changing. We were talking about the blue-collar workers and white-collar workers. And everybody knows that blue-collar culture basically came from factory culture. The people who used to work on the shop floor, in the factories. And they were regarded as workers in a factory. And then as a support function, there appeared what is called is white collared culture. White collared culture was something which you can say people who sit in the offices and do the support work. It means if something has been manufactured, that has to be marketed, that has to be sold, and then the people who are working there, for them the various functions are there, whether finance or marketing or sales or HR or production, whatever might be. So who will handle that one? So there is a civil staff for that one, or white collar workers, or white collar, you can say, staff who sits in the offices and they do the jobs. So there was a clear distinction that there was a blue collared worker and a white collared worker. Now look, just few years back, nobody could think that there could be a third stage or a third category. Few things were common here. What are those common things? The common things were that either in the blue collared culture or a white collared culture, there was an employee and there was an employer. Employee used to work, say, for 30 days or 7 days, whatever might be the system, and after that they were getting their salaries from employer. And then some other benefits, maybe the provident fund or gratuity or some other kind of allowances could be there. But two things were permanent. One is employee, one is employer, and there is a certainty in the system that at the month end you will be getting your remuneration. Am I right? Hope you understand. Now a third category has emerged, which is called uncollared culture. Now this uncollared culture is something here, as I said, about 4, 5, 6 years back or maybe 10 years back, we could never think that there could be a system where there is no employee, there is no employer, there is no social security network, there is no guarantee that at the end of the month you will get a salary. It is just that you put in the hard work in a daytime and get your money immediately. Now this uncollared culture was that here you were at the liberty because you are not bound by anything. Now think system like Uber or Ola, for example. They are not employees of any person. No, they do not have an employer and they are not employees. So this first equation gets shattered, they are demolished there. There is no employee, there is no employment, there is no employment guarantee, there are no allowances. You do your work and you will be getting paid for that. So this third category